Hey guys, we're here today back in the gravel bar, and today's video is coming actually pretty much in rapid succession from the last video because we got a really super cool comment and it brought up an amazing point that a lot of rockhounds might not know about, and that's how to deal with iron stains or rust on your stones. So you can see with this guy, this is a pretty extreme example. And yesterday I showed you a piece that looked like it was a teardrop shaped cabochon ready to go. So this is the same kind of stone, and I figured I'd show that as an example of it can really change. Now here's some common quartz that also has some rust staining going on. You can see that yellowish orange, you know, the classic color of rust. All right, and that's really coming from this material right here. This got some iron content to it, so it's causing some staining. And you can also find that sometimes with these little pieces of granite. Now these are just 3 examples I picked up here off the gravel bar, just, you know, randomly. So we're going to bring these back and clean them up, but I'm also going to grab a few other pieces and we'll show you what that's about. Now this video does come to us but like I said, by way of a viewer suggestion, and we're going to link to that person's channel right there. Yep, see that little information panel? Click that. That's going to link to that person's channel. We're also going to give them a shout out in the description down below. So please check their channel out, have a look at it. And while I'm at it, please remember to hit that subscribe button right down there. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe to a channel, and it really lets us know if we're going in the right direction. It also helps if you communicate some positive feedback. You know, don't be mean to me. Don't flame me, because I'll probably remove your comment or just, you know, say something really awful right back to you. But yeah. Anyway, subscribe, and would love to have you aboard. So, we'll get right back to you with a little bit more. Here's another piece with a good bit of iron staining. That looks like it'll turn into something pretty fun. So we'll grab that one. So we're just going to take a look around and see what else we can find. Find a couple of different ones and really, ooh, this is really rusty. Look at that. I think that'll fit the bill. Let's get that in the sun so you can see. That's really nice and rusty. This one will work. All right. Oh, here's another good one. That's a really good example. So grab that one too. Now my pockets are full now, but there's a bunch of really rusty ones. Oh, look at this. There's a great big pudding stone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack these up so I can come back for them. Be right back. Hey guys. So we gathered up some of those rusty rocks that we saw on the bar, plus a really nice pudding stone right there. That one's really super cool. I found out something fun about that it'll actually show up once it's really cleaned up. It's hard to see when it looks like that, but it was a lot rustier, so I've had it soaking in some water for a while to really bring that one out. But that's going to be for a polishing project. But we have a piece of rose quartz here that was near one of the downspouts, and it's got some iron stains on it. So we're going to re-clean that. Piece of river rock with some rusty quartz stains, another piece of pudding stone, and a really rusty looking piece of bedrock over here. So we got those. And I've also got a few other pieces. This is a piece of quartz with some really nice crystal structure inside of it. some Jaspers and some river stones, some petrified wood. This really will, oh, another little pudding stone there. But this process, it really is it's gonna help clean up a lot of the different types of stone. So that's why I use what I use. So we'll get back to you in a second when I've got this all set up, so that you can see what we're gonna do. Okay, guys. So this is the stuff that I'm using, and it's you know, comes in a dozen different brands. I just picked this up from the hardware store. But basically it's oxalic acid. It's wood bleach. Now usually, like it, you know, if you're refinishing your hardwoods and you pulled all the nails out and you got some rusty nail holes, you can mop this stuff across the floor and pull those rusty iron stains right out of those hardwoods and make them look like they did when they were laid in the 1860s. Super awesome stuff, but it also has a few other uses, and thinking creatively, oxalic acid does remove iron stains. Now this is something that rockhounds have used for a long time. This stuff is really super safe. It's not terrible. It's not made in some awful chemical factory. In fact, oxalic acid is present in rhubarb. In fact, that's where a lot of this stuff comes from. So it's a really super cool organic acid. It's about as safe as vinegar. And I'm going to show you how that works when we come back. Okay, so we just have a little tub of water here. Now I already have a little bit in there. I sort of cheated a little bit and pre-measured this so that I could look all smooth when I did this. So we're going to pop these in. Just kind of let them sit in there. And I'm sort of placing these in there so that, you know, filling up the space, but also so that we can see what's going on visually when these do start to clean up. You get some nice little shots on there. You can see this stuff's pretty rusty. Get tight on something there for you. You can see this stuff is really rusty looking. And onto that pudding stone, you can really see the rusty staining on it. So this is what we got going on. I'm going to zoom back out because that's really super distracting. Alright, so there we are. Alright, so we've gone ahead and filled our container here with a little bit of water. I'm going to throw some more in. Just barely enough to start covering the stones. And I've also boiled some water. And I'm going to add that to there because we want this to be really hot. Now you can use tap water. I'm just using boiling hot water because the reaction is going to be a lot faster for film. And, you know, not everything needs to be fast. You can do this in like lukewarm water. It's just going to take a lot longer. So here's our acid, just a powder. I'm going to kind of sprinkle it in. And that's it. Should I wear gloves? Yes. Don't go telling the health and safety people on me, okay? I wouldn't want to have to get a naughty notice. That would just be terrible. So we've got that. And now we're gonna, it's kind of dissolving, and that's fine. So we're gonna add in a few other pieces. And help to fill up some of the space in here because, well, if you're going to do it, you may as well do a bunch of stuff at the same time because, you know, stuff is like $9 a container and, you know, it can add up. So you just kind of There's that rusty piece we picked up on the gravel bar. I'm going to throw a few other pieces that are kind of rusty looking in here. And yeah, I got a pair of safety glasses on. And if you could see my face, you'd know that. But you guys know that I don't show you my face. I mean, I'm not like shy or like horribly disfigured or something. I just think it's more interesting if I play it this way. Alright, so that's going to need a little bit more water to cover it. Thankfully I got some fresh water here. Alright, so that's it. Okay, so we filled this up with a bunch of stuff, but really the most dramatic bit is really right here. It's that rose quartz that was all like super stained up. That rose quartz, it really is. The color change is almost immediate, and you can see there's a couple little bubbles coming up. And that's not really an effect of the acid. It's more of an effect of there's little pocket holes in some of these rocks and air bubbles are coming out. So don't go thinking this is like some awful science experiment. This is really like dishpan gloves and you know, a pair of relatively inexpensive safety glasses from the hardware store kind of stuff. Not that awful. I mean, the most that it'll do is really, I mean, you know, it's not that bad. It's like a super strong vinegar. It's really, that's all it is. I mean, you know, balsamic vinegar and Coca-Cola are more caustic than this stuff, especially in this concentration. You know, I used like 2 tablespoons. I mean, seriously, it doesn't get much more gentle. So you can see with some of these stones, I'm going to kind of move the camera here a little bit. Now let the camera refocus, because it's being a butt. Alright, you can see this guy right here. Oh, am I zoomed in still? That's why. Holy crap, was that weird. Alright. So you can see some of these stones, you know, but like this guy right here, you can see that it's, you know, the iron is coming out and you can start to see a little bit through into the stone a little bit of clarity emerging. That's not going to be the case for everything. You know, some stuff is just really, really super heavily iron stained, but you can see this quartz that I popped in, that's starting to lighten up already. Now we're going to let this sit overnight, and I'm going to come back tomorrow. And basically it's, you know, it's fairly warm water. It's going to be fairly warm overnight. You know, you don't really need to do anything to it other than cover it up. But I'm going to pour all this into a 5-gallon bucket so that none of the deer get to it, you know, because even though it's safe, it would still be ooky on their stomachs. So we'll get back to you tomorrow. I'll show you what this looks like, and hopefully you can find this really super cool way of taking care of your stones. Okay guys, so it's been 24 hours, roughly, and look at that. So it looks kind of ooky and green. Give that a little shake so you can sort of see what's going on. Alright, now I'm going to pull everything out, get it rinsed off, and we'll show you what that looks like. Give me just a second. Alright. That one in there. And oh, there's that piece of granite. I remember I had that and it was all like really super rusty. Look at how white that is. That's just really cleaned right up. Taking the rust right off of it. There's that one that we started off with, and it was all rusted all the way around here. You can jump back in the scene and take a look at that. That was just rusted all the way through. Just rusted all the way over when we got it. And took most of that rust right off. This is more just to get any residual ickies off of it. There's that really nice piece of red Jasper we picked up. You can see how it really got in and just kind of helped everything loosen up and brightened up the stone a little bit. Help you see what's going on with it. That almost looks like a little bit of a Rorschach test. It's kind of cool. It's doesn't really show up very well on camera, but that's almost like an orange color coming through there. That's pretty cool. That may end up being a slicer. So here's that rose quartz we had. It didn't take it all off, but it certainly lightened it up. Now that was just one day. So usually what you do is you'll put this stuff in and let it sit for a few days. It'll clean it up pretty good. But I just took it, you know, just right off of the heap and tossed it into the bucket just to see how it would do. And you can see that really took a good majority of the rust stains right off of it. But especially on this one, that really just took it right off. That's pretty cool. Few of these other pieces, you know, like, you know, the petrified woods, it'll help you to see some of that grain detail. Check that out. Isn't that neat? You can really see the grain detail just popping out on that. That's pretty cool. And this piece we showed you, that had rust all over it. That was pretty much, you know, just completely rusted up. And it took most of the rust off of it. I mean, you know, can only do so much. There's another piece that I pulled out here. Okay, so this one, when we popped it in, that was really rusty. That just had rust all through it. You could, I mean, it looked like a piece of rusty metal, to be honest. That's kind of cool. That took care of that one. I'm going to grab that other one out, that pudding stone, because that one I think came out pretty cool. There's one of them. Here's the other. This is the one that I really wanted to show you guys because I thought you might like that. And yeah, I know I'm being tricky by not showing you. Alright. Here's see if I can get really tight on that. It's sort of hard to see, isn't it? But right in through here, it's broken in half, and sort of you can see it. It's an agate. But coming all the way around it, We got it nice and cleaned up. You can kind of see what, you know, this was really rusty before. You can see how it really just took the rust right off of it, and just helped you see what's going on with the stone. This is great if you want to polish up a stone and you're getting ready to think about what you want to do with it. Here's that other one. See, this has got much smaller stones in it. There's some quartzes and some, looks like some darker stones. Could be some agate, could be some amethyst in it. It's pretty cool. This is a piece of blue jasper, which could possibly be opal. I don't know. But we're going to say it's blue jasper, because that I can err on the safe side and call it a blue jasper. But we tried cleaning this too to see how it would look. It lightened it up. It took some of the creek ickies off of it. Cleaned it up a little bit. So that's pretty cool. But basically, that is how you get the rust stains off of your rocks. Pretty simple stuff. And the stuff that's left over, obviously take your stones out of it once you're done playing with it. And save the bucket. It's in a 5-gallon bucket. You can save it and recycle it. You know, when it stops, you know, making the rust disappear, it's time to add some baking soda to it, neutralize it out. You know, like a box of baking soda is 50 cents at the grocery store. Forget about it. Neutralize it out with some baking soda, add some water to it, and it's safe. Really. It's a neutral thing. There's nothing unsafe about it. It's just, at that point, it's just a neutral liquid. So, that's that. Now you know how to take the rust stains out of your stones. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It would really, really be helpful to me. I'm trying to build subscribers so I can do another awesome giveaway. Until next time.